joined by Chris. So we're going to welcome you guys, and I think you may need to unmute yourself too.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, yes, I have Chris Mallory here.
Good afternoon.
And we did participate in the Speak Up survey. And we had a good number of students that did participate. 1,058 of our students completed the survey, as well as district administrators and teachers and some community members.
And Chris, sorry, we're completely a little bit further. Could you also just explain to folks who are tuning in a little bit, you have a slightly different school setup than to her local.
Yes, that is kind of important when we look at the results, because we have charter schools in 3 states. We have one location in Little Rock, Arkansas. They're all high schools, and all our students are, you would call them dropouts, although we do get some kids that transfer into us from the local school districts where we are planted in the community. We started out on all Job Corps centers, which are federal entities that help students that are 24 and under learn trade and get an education. And we go on Job Corps. The Job Corps centers we're on, we provide a public high school diploma as opposed to a private online high school diploma. So, and a lot of our kids are older than 21. I'd say our average age is 19.9. So we offer the parent survey, but we don't ask that they spend a lot of time on that. It's very difficult to get parent input, especially if the student's 18, because then we have to have written permission to talk to the parents. So we don't really focus on the parents. Everything is focused on generally the kids, because most of them live on their own. So it's a poverty. It's the one thing I say that's common across 99.9% of our students is they all come from levels of poverty, significant levels of poverty. So I like this. We like the survey, and many of our staff like the survey. It does take some time, and I think we have a cure for that, is where I make clear that there is a lot of time to access this survey, because it overlaps with the Gallup, and we also do the Gallup poll. But we get a lot of good data out of this that shows what we're doing well. And Janet does a PowerPoint, but she uses all your PowerPoint, and we put our data into your tables for each of the states. And so that's why she didn't do the PowerPoint, because it was really pieces of your PowerPoint. And when we go through, we look for things that we're doing well and not well. And one of the things I've noticed is we've always been better in the Google. We are very, very tech oriented. But now I see we're trending down with our compared to the rest of the nation. So sometimes you're ahead of the game and you get satisfied. Well, this is good enough. And you forget that everyone else is moving forward and you're standing still. So those are the kind of things Janet and I look for when we push the data out, and that what we'll be discussing with the schools at our first big meeting this fall is the key learnings from this. At the end of the year, it's usually not as productive. So Janet puts out her results for the SIATech high school results compared to the national and state results for key questions that are in your PowerPoints, which we really appreciate. We also appreciate the handouts you give on the staff and the students, 10 top things everyone should know.
Those were very helpful.
Very, very helpful. We love that you put all that data together. We have to do a little on our own just because we're so weird in 3 states. So a couple things that we've seen positive for us is our use of technology, although we need to keep up with Google. And I
noticed that, well, for me on the 10 things that you had, those digital tools for learning, the one thing that I found that we excelled in for our students was that we had 41% of our students were using videos for learning, which was more the percentage was higher for students than it was teachers. So that was a very nice thing to see and positive for us in a good way. So
and that's partly because making a video is one of our projects that kids have access to do as one of their senior projects.
Mm-hmm.
So kids make a lot of their own videos that we use at school that we can again pass on to other students. So that's a big deal when the student becomes the teacher.
And it's very apparent, you know, as far as just seeing these results come out and comparing to the state and national level with our students, especially with mobile devices. It's very clear that that is the way that things are going. I mean, textbooks are slowly becoming a part of the past, and just students coming in with mobile phones and being able to use them in the classroom and being able to communicate with their teachers before school, during school, after school. It's very important to them, and the phones are just, they're never going to go away, and to be able to communicate with the students in the educational platform is here to stay, as far as I'm concerned.
And so, and Janet, we just flip back and forth. And one of the things our superintendent came out with at the beginning of this year to our executive cabinet, now she's visiting all our sites, is one thing she got from this is the use of mobile devices. So her question to our IT department, which is top, you know, for a very small department, because we are a very small network, they do a great job, but what are we doing for digital devices for all of our staff, because we have a new learning management system now, and how are they going around and helping the kids if they have to run back to their computer? So that's something staff is going to be really excited to hear coming from our Dr. Doxson, our superintendent. And how are we helping students have access, at least at school, to some digital devices if they don't have their own phones? So this survey helps us in a variety of ways, helping us make sure we stay on the job with keeping ahead with technology, mm-hmm. and staying up with our students and not getting behind them, which could happen in this digital era with respect to technology.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm assuming Julie's wanting to jump